people take over a slightly different persona on Sundays, and it's their release from the week. They get to relax and they get to maybe be somebody different. Some people definitely paint their faces. Some people have. Recently, somebody actually shaved a 7 in their head for Ben Roethlisberger. The fingernails, for instance, they're just little ways that people have show that they're a Steeler fan. That's a nice hat.
Hey, wait, you can...
What's your name?
All right, man. Hey, look, you see this?
That's one of my favorites, actually.
One for the thumb in 81, better late than never.
Do it again. It is important to mark yourself as a Steeler fan. It's very important people to determine the jersey that they wear, whose number that they wear, and they'll wear it every game. That's what they wear, even if it's 15 degrees out.
The one player they identify with, you mean?
Yes. If they've picked a jersey, they will wear that jersey every game. It might be superstition, it might be just the only jersey they have, but that's their apparel, and they will designate themselves as that's their favorite player.
Do you have any favorite photos or favorite moments that you were able to capture?
The Halloween weekend, Halloween game against the Patriots was the first big moment for me, because I could feel and understand the idea that all the fans had going up against the previous Super Bowl winner, coming up, being a transitioning team on the upswing, on a little bit of a streak, and to come out and dominate a team that everybody considered would dominate the Steelers. And that was a feeling I hadn't experienced before as a fan, to be the underdog and to come out and just shine. And I could see and feel that in all the fans. And I think that was the first moment of renewal, of hope, that this really could be an important season.
Is this a family? You got looks like 2 fathers, 2 sons. Two of them are Ravens fans, and 2 of them are Steelers.
These are 2 friends.
Oh, friends.
Who, this is the first game they took their sons to. And one was a Steeler fan and one was a Ravens fan. And it was the first time they'd taken their sons to see a game. It's a big bonding moment.
In 20 years, do you know how much this will mean to the children?
Yeah.
That is a great shot, man.
I was lucky enough walking around, somebody stopped me. I noticed a sign that said, "I do," and it just perked my interest. And a guy walked up to me and said, "Are you the photographer? Are you the cameraman?" And I said, "No, I'm a photographer, but I'm probably not the one you're looking for." And I asked why, and he said, "Well, we're getting married in about an hour." And I asked him if I could come back, and I told him what I was doing, and he said, "Yeah, by all means." Roger and Heather McLean met at a tailgating event. They happened to be tailgating within 20 yards from each other. And they were introduced, and 4 weeks later, tailgating before the Cleveland Browns game, they got married. Heather wore a black dress with gold necklaces. She carried a bouquet in one hand and a football in the other, and walked down the aisle amongst the whole crowd of tailgaters. That was a fun event. That was an uplifting sort of community event that when I saw it immediately told me this is its own community.
Where do you think, just realistically, your work is going to end up besides those other photographers you talked about?
I hope it ends up in the home of every single person I've shared the experience with. I think it's enough of a moment that people will look back and see and actually get the chill that they remember from being at that game, or from hearing about that game, or just to be part of that. I hope it reminds everybody, and in the off season renews it. So I'd love to publish it in something that everybody could have, but I'd like, you know, I'd like it to be part of the history of the city, part of a portrait of what it's like to live here and to experience this kind of pride, or just a snapshot of 1 year or 16 weeks in 2004 in Pittsburgh. It's been something really special. So if they go all the way, I'll just sit down and I'll thank all my lucky stars and guardian angels and everybody that I can, that not only was I lucky enough to pick this season to do this project, but that all the people that I've met allowed me to enter their lives and share it with them. Because this is something new for me, but it's something that people in Pittsburgh have been waiting for a long time.
You're watching On Cue magazine because these foundations care enough.